Good evening. The following video may be unsuitable for small children, so viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy. Welcome, nerdos, to Whovalicious TV, your home for nerd culture. Welcome, new viewers and regulars alike, to a very special Halloween review of the number one thing that scared the bejesus out of me as a kid. You won't believe this, but the following special isn't even scary, and it was a Nick Jr. TV series. I'm talking about Eureka's Castle's Halloween special. That's right, I was scared of a kid's educational show. It was full of comedy and full of the story writing I loved. Apparently the visuals spooked me. To go back to the special, though, excites me because I want to see why this freaked me out as a kid. So to start out, we must talk about how this special starts, with a thunderstorm and classic horror-toned music. Yeah, and no wonder I hated this as a kid. Even with the grainy blurriness of VHS to HD, this is, Run, it's Hurricane Katrina! Oh yeah, and then this. If the idea was to capture attention through creepy visuals, this was a good start, but honestly, I think it's just a little too upfront for some kids. I know this disturbed me, and seeing this opening makes me understand why. And it's not really because of the visuals, but the damn high-pitched screaming from the mice. Honestly, I feel for wee little kids, this might be a little much. I digress though, as we get into the plot, which involves Eureka telling a bedtime story about the Fluffy Bunny and all the animals that are confirmedly first named Fluffy for obviously being fluffy.
Why is he called Fluffy the bear?
Well, the bear is fluffy too. See, everybody in this book is fluffy, okay?
Because they all live in a closeted community.
When Batley drops in to talk about the horror movie he just saw, his description's rather surprising for a Nick Jr. show.
Nobody knows it's there until it starts stepping on people.
Yeah.
Granted, it's about stomping, but holy cow, this is slightly violent even for a kid's show. I know it seems like I'm throwing the slightly much excuse around, but understand that this thing spooked me, and I'm trying to find out why to help potential nostalgia-loving parents pick good stuff for Halloween for their kids, especially if their kids spook easy. I mean, I gave my oldest nephew nightmares when he was 6 from the Blair Thumb. You know, this thing.
I'm scared. I'm running. I'm sure that there is nothing behind me, but if I stop and I am wrong, it will kill me.
To continue, Batley does his description of the monster in song.
Its hair was long and slime. Its 7 fingernails were grime. With mouths and eyes on both sides of its head. It said, I come from underneath the bed.
This is only one of 2 songs in the special, and this one's my personal favorite. There's something about the melody and the tempo I really love. Plus, Batley really gets into it at the end, and it just brings a grin to my face. I love it.
Was it big? It was big.
Was it hairy?
It was hairy.
Was it scary?
It was me. Was it scary? It was scary. Scary monster.
With everyone going to bed, Magellan is afraid that the monster's real, which in classic fashion, we get to see the monster. Oh god! I was not even paying attention. The reveal is not subtle for the design. That is really meant to not be usual and to keep your mind from really processing it for the first time. I think this is why the monster creeps me out so much. Magellan cannot sleep because of the monster, and because nobody believes in him, he decides to capture the monster. Meanwhile, Boggy Quagmire reused the melody from the first song to plot to scare Magellan.
You're gonna hear some yelling
When we sneak up and scare Magellan.
Okay, so
with bangs and
do they just pretty much recycle the same melody over and over again for the songs for this special? Like, really? The twins see the monster, they run away and fall victim to Magellan's trap. Magellan and the twins try to explain what they've seen, which leads into song number 2, and it's actually pretty interesting.
So you saw a scary monster, take a breath. You really shouldn't worry yourself to death.
No need to yell Eureka or to scream and shout.
Just take a deep breath.
And chill out.
I don't think I've ever heard a jazzy song for a kid's show that actually was cool. Plus, it teaches a good coping skill, so I can appreciate that. Afterwards, everyone goes to bed as Knack finds the monster, and we get the grand reveal to all the characters. This is my favorite because of all the slapstick and just watching the whole puppetry of the monster. Especially the railing scene, which is my favorite visual. This close-up, however, is not. Magellan finally confronts the monster, and we find out... well...
I want to hear the rest of the bedtime story. Fluffy the Bunny's my favorite.
That's right, the monster wants to hear the rest of the story, and everyone seems to forget that he's a monster, and he tried to scare the bejesus out of them. Does nobody remember his look of hunger as we thought he would eat badly? It's like befriending Jason because he was bullied while forgetting he killed tons of people at Camp Crystal Lake. The monster also seems to forget that he's also a monster for whatever reason.
Monsters? Where?
Oh, and you will not guess his name.
My name is Fluffy too.
Bottom line, this was a nice return to the special, but I don't think that the writers really thought out their spooky visuals. Most kids would probably be cool with this, but the easily scared not so much. Overall, this is not a bad special. It doesn't try to do anything away from the original show, and the production values are pretty banging. Definitely a 4 out of 5. Thank you again so much for stopping by, and if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, as well as hit the bell for notifications. And like the video if you liked it. As always, check the website and Twitter for updates, blogs, and more. All that info is below in the description. Until next time, guys, have fun, take care, and 143.